Roar.
Shh. Roar.
I just realized I've never actually done this in the morning before. This is this morning sunlight coming slanting through you. It feels like I'm emerging out of glorious light. Oh. There we go. Just in the time it took me to screen cap all the comments, it got better. So, hi guys. Welcome back to the secret menu. I haven't done one of these since I started doing Christmas stuff, so let's just jump right into this. First, Mama Coyote says, ooh, that hot chocolate really looks incredible. Thank you. And she says she's obsessed with caramel, so it looks extra tasty. I'll just say to the general public what I told her in the comments. It didn't actually taste like caramel. It just, cooking the sugar, made it a little bit easier to dissolve. Or maybe it didn't. Maybe I'm just making that up. But it did make it taste a little bit, darker, more full-bodied. If you really want it to taste like caramel, what you need to do is cook the sugar longer. When I just melted it and then immediately mixed it in. You want it to taste like caramel, you cook it longer so those molecules have more time to crystallize. And so do not just do it with just the sugar in the pan. That is the easiest way to wreck your pan. It will scorch, it will blacken, it will not be tasty. So, if you're making caramel sauce, what you would do is add a tablespoon or two of butter. Just any sort of liquid or lubrication is what you need of any kind, really. So what you would do is add 1 can of the condensed milk, and then let that boil for a couple minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. Check it, and don't check it the way I checked it. Take a spoon, dip it out, let it cool for a little bit, and then taste it and see whether you want to cook it a little longer or to finish adding things right then. Then, on the trimmings, Jex30 came in and said Maisie was the real MVP. And they talked about a scientific report that pets are good for mental health, which any pet owner would already tell you, and says, kiss Maisie for me, thank you. Maisie is still asleep right now, but I will definitely kiss her when she wakes up. And for the apple pie, Mama Coyote again, she says she's never actually had apple pie with cloves before. That's interesting. The recipe I use always calls for cloves, though, again, I use lots more spice than any recipe I've ever seen calls for. 4 or 5 times more, I'm talking. I don't play around with no half teaspoons, okay? This is gonna be a lot stronger than most. Though the cloves, I will say, you do need to be more cautious with those because they are very sharp, and if you put too much of that in, it can get bitter. So be a little more careful with the clove. Nutmeg is honestly more for smell than for flavor, so you can go a little easier on that too, but cinnamon, pile it on. Just dump the cinnamon. That's how I made mine end up. So just don't be afraid of the cinnamon. Okay, next. This was a big surprise. Jex30, our honorary fact checker, came in and told me that for the unbasketing, they weren't both types of yam, they were actually both sweet potatoes. So there you go. Like I said, it is confusing, okay? Anyway, yeah, apparently the actual real yam comes from, Africa and Asia, and it's purple. So that sounds kind of like taro. Have you ever seen taro? It's it's grown in Hawaii, a lot of it in Hawaii, and a lot of island places actually. In Micronesia, they grow orange taro. In Hawaii, they grow purple taro. But anyway, So apparently they call them yams just for the sake of differentiating them. So yeah, it's I never it's weird, man. Like I said, the naming is kind of arbitrary. So I don't honestly feel bad for not knowing that. It's just okay, this is this, whatever. Just cook it and eat it. Don't care what it's called. Next. And finally, we've gotten to the recent videos for the monkey casserole. Tylene jumped in and said, hey, maybe you should say ho more than once.
Ho.
Well, maybe I should, but I don't feel like it. And honestly, like, I knew, like, as soon as I finished recording that, I was like, yeah, I know what that sounds like. And I made the decision to leave it as it was, because I was like, you know what? If people have dirty minds like I do, they'll find it hilarious, or at least interesting. And if they don't have dirty minds, then they won't even notice, so it's all good. And then, I said I felt like a disgusting slob for eating the stuff with the spatula out of the pan, and Julie said, hey, I guess I'm a disgusting slob too, because I do that. Yeah, for me, like, honestly, for me, it wasn't so much about eating out of the pan, it was more about eating off with a spatula, because, like, it just feels like unclassy for me when I do that. Again, it doesn't stop me from doing it. And, like, if I were to eat it with the serving spoon, that still makes me stretch it, still makes you stretch out your mouth, but it feels a little less weird because it's a spoon. But honestly, I'll tell you about me. If it's sauce that's kind of stuck around the sides and I don't want to scrape the pan and damage it, I'll just use my fingers sometimes. I'll just scrape it around with my fingers and eat it like that. That's how I roll, man. That's me. Welcome to my kitchen. Let's move on from that. And finally, Mama Coyote again, talking about different things to put in the monkey casserole. She said, yes, definitely the garlic. And she also suggested banana peppers or jalapenos, which is actually a really good idea, because that will actually really help to sort of break up the heaviness of that stuff. Because, it's good to, having, rich comfort food is a good thing, but you do need to kind of break it up in your mouth and in your stomach. So having, that's, an onion would also do the same thing, because it has a lot of acid in it too, but a hot pepper even more so, because that would, just sort of cut through the richness of it all. And, that's why I cooked broccoli to go along with it, because, it has, just to break it up, boys, break it up. And then she also said she just threw out a recipe for pizza monkey casserole with sausage, mozzarella, and marinara, and whatever other toppings you wanted, and that sounds really good. I might have to try that sometime. And of course, you could also do it with something like pesto or Alfredo if you like those better. Some people actually do like pesto or Alfredo better than marinara. It's a thing that really happens. But yeah. Whew. I'm actually kind of almost impressed with myself. I got through these fairly quickly, considering how many there are. I'm only at 11 minutes of recording right now, and I've gotten through like twice as many comments as I usually do. So, woohoo! Yay for efficiency. So, as always, guys, thank you for watching. Go try some of my recipes. If they're good, tell me how much you like them. If they suck, tell me how to fix them. While you're down there, you can ask your questions and leave suggestions. You know how YouTube works. Do all the things. And I'll see you in the kitchen.